I appreciate everybody coming out to our November, I cannot believe it's November, Creative Artists Guild meeting. My name is Stoney Lawrence. I am the current president, for those of you that are new or do not know me. And like I said, I want to welcome everybody to our meeting. And one thing that we do at the beginning of each meeting is our Artist of the Month. And I do send out emails that have the information. It's also on our website and on Facebook about our times of when to be here, when things are going on. And just to clarify, if you do want to be an Artist of the Month, which is if you are a juried exhibiting member of Creative Artists Guild, every month we have a friendly little competition where you can bring in one piece of artwork, any medium that you are juried in for, and you sign up with Scott. He has a sign-up sheet. You put your piece of art on one of the chairs along that back row with a number. You put your name next to the number on the form so he knows who's who. Then everybody can vote, but you do need to have the artwork here. 11:45 is best. We close off the voting at 12:15, 12:20-ish. Just because of how much time sometimes it takes to add everything up and to be on time. So if you do want to be included, make sure you get your artwork here early. And then we have other things going on that you can do. We have the critiquing, which we'll mention in a little bit. And plus there's food, socializing, so there's things to do if you get here early. All right, so for our Artist of the Month for November, Scott is going to tell us who the winner is, and you do receive a very nice ribbon.
Gail Condo, is that right?
Gail McConnell.
The boots? I thought, I was going to say these boots are for walking, right?
So what is the media?
Congratulations.
It's a photograph that I took in Michigan this summer. Actually, I was going to a photo shoot at the train station where they had a steam locomotive operating, and I just wanted to get some shots of that. But when I was walking up the steps to the train station, I saw these that they had put as a decoration. They had several all around the train station. I took a lot of shots. The shots of the locomotive, not so good. But these just really caught my eye. I never in my life thought I'd win anything. Beautiful.
Gail, straighten it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for the picture. For the picture. Yeah. Or hold it. No.
Is that better?
No.
No.
Maybe she should just hold
It's hard
it.
to see when we're...
How about you hold it?
Yeah, hold it. Let's hold it.
And tell me if I hold it straight.
What do you see the picture?
This way. All right.
Thank you.
Very back up here, a little bit crooked. All right. Congratulations. Okay, and so this piece would not be able to be entered into a future CAG jury show. So if you do win Artist of the Month, that piece, is retired.
And you can't show again this year.
Well, right, well, she can't win, yeah, you would not be able to participate in
The
Artist of the
Artist
Month. Right, yeah. Oh, Scott, who's second this time?
Oh. Jim Thorpe.
Jim Thoreau?
Yeah,
What number was that?
number 3.
Why don't we, let's go get it.
That little?
Okay. Oh, well, that'll be a good lead-in, won't it? Jim's going to tell us he's doing one of our workshops on portraits, and it looks like that is what he had entered. Scott's going to bring it over.
This is probably, these boots are for walking too, right?
So this would have been our second place. Nice. Very nice. Everybody is so appreciative of talented. All right. So I'm going to set that up here for now, and then Jim's going to tell you more a little bit later about our workshops. All right. And moving right along, we're going to have Sharon Baldetti, who is our head of the Art in the Park Committee. She's going to tell you guys a little bit about Art in the Park, and I will be back.
Okay. The Art in the Park, this next one coming up is December 8th. And it's a good show to get into. A lot of people like to buy Christmas presents and stocking stuffers. So it's really a good one to join. Right now we have 21 people signed up for it. And that we do it the second Sunday of every month. And December 8th is the next one. The one after that is January 12th. And unfortunately, at our luncheon, we do not collect money or sign up anybody. So if you want to sign up for January today, you can, or you can mail your checks in. You just have to have it in by the end of December so that we receive it, and I know how many people are going to be there. The one after that is February 9th, and then March 8th, and the last one will be April 19th, the third Sunday, and the reason for that is the Sunday before is Easter. So we're not having it then. Are there any questions? Okay. Hope to see you there.
Okay, and next we're going to have Sylvia Ryder come up about our jury committee. Now, one thing I do want to mention before she talks about jurying in, for our new members, we do a critiquing session prior to the meeting. And if you say you brought your items in to be juried in and you have them here, feel free to talk to Jim Throne or Jim Melton before the meeting, especially if you already have your, if you get your artwork back early. And you could possibly speak to them about getting a critique on your work. So just for future members too, to let them know that they have that possibility.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Let me tell you, we had a great turnout for the jury committee today. We had 13 that were approved. The 14th one, she wasn't signed up and she wasn't prepared. So anyway, we have to have 3 samples of each medium that you're working in.
And a member for 30 days.
And be a member for 30 days. Well, she just joined today and she had 1 sample, I believe. So I couldn't do her, but she's on my list for January. So our next jury committee will meet in our next meeting, which is what, the
10th? Or no, January
14th?
I think it is, yeah.
January, it's the second Tuesday in January. At any rate, I've already got 2 on the list. This, I think, was the biggest list I ever had. I have 14 on the list. 1 no-show, but anyway, it was a big list. Everybody was approved that brought their things, and if you haven't picked your items up, you can get them anytime. So, and if you were approved today, that means you can be in Art in the Park for December.
And the luncheon?
And the luncheon, and
all the
enter the
shows.
luncheon, everything. So, thank you all for all the new paintings, all the new approved artists, and we're just growing.
Yes, and remember, if you have a new medium you're working with that you would like to show, you do have to be juried for that. So any questions, let me know. It's also on the website, or and Sylvia's phone number and information is on the website too. Underneath member meetings and information, we have a jury section. So you can find it there, but you can always ask us as well. Okay. One thing about emails. Now, Sylvia mentioned that everybody was approved. What we're going to try and do is, instead of mailing a letter or having the emails go back and forth about, say you were approved for jurying, she is going to physically tell the people at the meetings, not always maybe publicly, but you will know at the meeting, and then the membership And myself will have it in our notes so that if there's any question, everybody can always find out what they're juried for and when, and without having to look for a letter, look for an email. So just to mention that. I seem to have had some problems with emails this past week. I sent out more than I usually do in the short amount of days, and Gmail did not seem to like that. So I sent out 4 emails, and I know some people got 1, some people got all 4, some people got a couple. So if you could check at home your spam and junk mail to see if it's CAG Dunedin. You can type in the search bar, just type CAG, and it should bring up all the emails we've ever sent. It may be in your spam or junk mail, and just click the little button that says it's not spam, if it is. And otherwise, if you're still not getting my emails, let me know, and we'll try to fix that. I know we already had a couple, so we're working on that. All right, so moving right along, we are going to have Alice Anderson, our treasurer, do our treasurer's report, and then go right in about the luncheon.
Otherwise known as the money lady. Not that I'm as poor as I can be, but I mean, I guess I'm gonna want the money for CAG anyway. We do have quite a bit of money. We've taken in a lot lately for all these wonderful luncheon, but of course we have to spend it too. So the total we had last month when I reported the bottom line was $43,848.53, and right now we're at $4,054. So that is the amount we still have in the bank, and I'm about to put in a good chunk because I got a lot of new luncheon reservations today, and we have a lot of new workshop people. Thank you. We're going to be able to have a Jim Melton workshop tomorrow night. I'm sure he's very happy about that. And some future workshop interest. And as far as our expenses, we have our regular expenses like the hall here. We have several deposits we've made on the hall and the rental. And then we also have the art in the park. We have to pay the city for that. So our total expenses for the month have been like $1,542 that we've spent in our total amount for the month. So, and the total debits, I think, for this art in the park alone were $393. So we do have some costs associated with those, but we have plenty of money coming in. So, like I said, we're sitting at $4,000 right now, and I'm about to go to the bank, so we'll have a lot more in there. So, and also because we are sitting pretty well, we're able to offer a little bit higher amount of our awards, our upcoming awards. We're going to be continuing to offer $75 for best of show, $50 for first prize, second is $25, I believe, then it goes to $15, and $10 for all the honorable mentions. But there's 15 awards we'll be giving away. So bring those paintings to the luncheon, and there's a good number of you will be winning. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Okay? Sorry about that. I don't know who's next, but she'll be with us in a minute. We did get a number of applications today, too. That's wonderful. I have another one here for Joy. Joy's done a good job with membership, so. Stoney, who's next?
Luncheon.
Oh, I talked about the luncheon? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I did take in, I was saying that I did get a number of them, but I really don't have anything to say except that we have 48 signed up, so we're well over our amount that we wanted to declare was 40.
And we'll probably have some more.
And we'll probably have some more.
The cutoff date is when?
It's November 29th. At the end of this month, we have to have a tally, and then I'm going to go there and lock in. So make sure you get those in the mail to the P.O. Box, 324 in Dunedin, because we can't wait, of course, till the luncheon. So yeah, we're going to need those checks right away, and $27 per person, and you're welcome to bring your guests, so it'll be $54 for 2. And if any of you are interested in signing up for the January art show that's going to be at the Clearwater Library, you could go ahead and add that to your luncheon fee if you want to, and just double it up in that check, and I'll be able to separate it, because a lot of people are interested in that show, but also...
talk about this.
Okay, she's going to talk about the application part of it, but you can actually double up your checks if you want to. I'll figure it out. Okay?
Okay.
you.
Stoney, talk about the artwork for the luncheon.
Yes, I'm going to do that. All right, so we appreciate Alice helping out our club so much with being treasurer and helping with the luncheon. For those not familiar with our luncheon, it's at the Countryside Country Club. And if you are a exhibiting member, you can bring in a piece of art. Again, any medium that you're juried for. And you're going to bring it ahead of time. Now, I'm going to make sure that everybody does get an email with the times to be there and times to drop off your artwork. We have a valet that will be there to assist you. We're going to have curbside helpers. Jim Throne has offered to bring some extra smaller easels, so if you have a very large easel and it's hard to move, hard to carry, we will have a few extras, but you need to let us know if you need an easel so that we make sure we have enough, okay? Generally, the judging is going to start at 11. Our doors open at 10:30, so the valet starts a little bit after 10. We'll have everybody come in at 10:30. We'll have volunteers there to help you check in. Everything will go nice and smooth, and then you can just relax and enjoy, look at the artwork. And then after the judging, we're going to have some door prizes. We'll do our 50-50. It's a nice event. There'll be socializing, relaxing,
You have
enjoying.
a bar.
Oh yeah, the cash bar, I think opens right at 10:30 a.m. Yes. So you will get all the details via email, and it's also on Facebook if you do social media. But yeah, we look forward to that every season, and we do have, I think, like 15 ribbons we'll be giving out, something like that. So if you are coming, please let us know if you're bringing art, and look forward to that. All right, and so the next thing we're going to talk about, I am going to get to the library show, but that's going to be a little bit. The next thing we're going to talk about is our demos and workshops. So today, Jim Melton is doing our demo. He's doing People in Perspective. And so I hope everybody can stay after and watch the demonstration. He's also going to talk a little bit about his workshop tomorrow night, which is water seascapes. So if I could have Jim Melton come up for a moment, and then Jim Throne. Just for a little brief overrun. Now tomorrow, if you would like to attend his workshop and have not paid already, you can show up at 6 o'clock and pay at the door, okay? Yes, by check only. But let us know that you want to come, and we'll make sure that you have a spot. And then, so after Jim talks, I'm going to have Jim Throne talk about his workshop, and then we're going to have Joy talk about hers, because the issue with the next two workshops is they happen before we have a meeting. So our December workshop, we don't have a meeting because of the luncheon. And January, the way the calendar falls, the second Wednesday is actually before our meeting, which is the only time that ever happens. So we're trying to get everything in before then. All right, I'll let Jim say a little.
Well, tomorrow night, I plan to have a quarter sheet of watercolor with this painting drawn on it. And we'll have 2 hours. Actually, it goes from 6 to 9, but we'll have a good 2 hours to
Time
paint.
to clean up, set up, yeah.
Yeah, so come on and be ready to paint. And I'll also do some demonstration about different things having to do with watercolor and seascapes.
So we won't need to bring any paper, just you'll have one for us?
I'll have one for you. You can bring paper if you want to practice on it and take notes. Okay? That's what we'll be doing.
And it's $20 for CAG members, and you can have, non-members can come. It is $10 more though, but you're welcome to invite friends and family to any of our workshops. All right, Jim Throne is going to tell you about his December workshop.
Okay, now this workshop takes place the day after our luncheon, okay? So I just want to remind everybody, it's on the 11th of December. Now there are flyers on the back page, tell you a little bit about what we're going to do. How many of you have extensive courses in portrait painting. Anybody in here? Me neither. I have never taken a course in portrait painting. But it's fun to do. There's some very simple principles that you can follow when it comes to doing portraits. And we're going to go over those. So this is for anybody who ever wants to try to do portraits. All right? When you get really good, come down on Thursday night down the street here from 6 to 9. 6 to 8 we have a model and we can do portrait there. Okay? So but it's not just for beginners. There's some very interesting concepts that need to be gone over and over again when it comes to portraits. So pick up one of these brochures. Let me just tell you one thing. If you're going to bring a photograph, try not to bring a photograph of a young baby or of grandma would be okay if grandma's no longer with us, okay? If grandma's still with us, she's not going to be happy with what you're going to do with her. On the night, right? Trust me, she won't. Anybody wants a real challenge, bring a black and white photograph. And try to see if you can work it in color, right? Those are the real challenges. And it's fun to do if you haven't done it, because really black and white photograph is what's called no-tan, which means it's black and white, okay? So you can work with that and give you practice learning how to paint from a black and white sketch. All right? Bring your own stuff. Bring your own stuff. Whatever you're painting in, watercolor, pastels, crayons. If you're doing crayons, why not? People love their professional artists who do crayons. All right? Acrylics, oils. So it's $20. And if you got neighbors who want to join, it's going to cost them an extra $10.
And we've decided to, at the winter luncheon, to accept payments for some of these events. Or if not, you can also mail it in before the end of the, for Jim's, it would need to be in either you could show up at his workshop and pay, or get it mailed in prior to that. Now for Joy's though, you could pay at the luncheon for hers, because hers is January 8th, which is going to be before our meeting. Tell them what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm going to do a workshop on pouring, acrylic pouring. How many of you know what acrylic pouring is? So we've got a few. How many of you have actually done it? So quite a few, okay. This means that our workshop times are very short, little window. This is going to be one for beginners. However, I am trying to find a venue to do an advanced pouring workshop because I've had so many requests. Anyway, so it's going to be that January 8th from 6 to 9. I'm going to be providing everything except latex gloves and an apron because it does get messy. It's a lot of fun. $25 because we're adding $5 for a supply fee in there, $35 for non-members. Okay, and again, you can bring your check that night if you want. It's a lot of fun. If you've never done it and you just want to see what it's all about, come on and join us. It's a blast. Now, the only other thing you will need to bring is a few flat boxes because you're going to take away 3 pieces and they are wet and they still move. So they may change a little in your car on the way home. I've had beautiful flowers that I did on the bottom of a pop bottle, and they weren't flowers by the time they got home.
And how many people?
And I am limiting that class size to 12 because we do need to have room to spread out. Sharon?
How big are the boxes we need?
Try and get at least by a 10 by 12. 10 inch by 12 inch because we're going to work on 8 by 10 canvases.
Pizza boxes work well.
Yeah, there's one of our pourers right over there. Pizza boxes work great. Just make sure that on the back of the canvases when we pour, we put push pins to lift them up off the surface. Make sure you take your push pins off because I didn't do that one year and the pizza boxes looked great by the time I got them home. So, anyway, so again, you can sign up for that workshop at the luncheon or online, and I would be really enthused to have a full group, and it's a blast. It really is a lot of fun.
Right.
Okay. And then while I'm up here, I am the membership chair, and I want to talk just briefly about membership. Quite a few of you have started to renew your dues. That's wonderful. We've been trying to catch folks who were not paid up for 2019, and it's easy to forget. It's $30 to renew, but if you don't want to pay now, you can wait till the end of December or the beginning of January, because that's when we do it. Up until the end of January, okay? We will give you a renewal sheet to fill out. The reason we do that is we want to make sure we have all your pertinent info up to date. And then that info is put into our membership sheets on Google. So it's really important that we have that. And if I may ask, and I know this is tough because we all have our artistic flair, when you fill out your forms, please print clearly, because there's a lot of times where I cannot read what is written down. So please try and print clearly so we have your information correct. And I just wanted to briefly say, the last two Art in the Parks, I have had information tables there with all sorts of information about different things coming up, the sketch group, our plein air group with Carol, with Jim, all the different activities coming up, the workshops. And I cannot tell you how many people I had stop by and actually walk away with membership forms. Or flyers. People are interested. And our group is growing in leaps and bounds. So hopefully I will have a number for us at our luncheon, and we will take a number count and see how many members we actually have. It's hard to do when we have so many people joining.
Is the membership for 2020 start January 1st?
Yes.
It starts January
I
1st.
wasn't sure if it
Yeah,
Right,
runs
yeah.
January through December.
Yeah.
That's where it gets confusing.
Yeah, it does get a little confusing, so, but that's, yeah. Any other questions about membership? Okay.
And if you do have things that you want to go out to Art in the Park to be on the information table, or if you have events or announcements, also please remember to bring them to the back table before meetings, and then we'll collect that stuff and we'll put it out at the park as well, so you don't have to remember to give it to us twice. But any shows, any other art clubs you're involved in, any private shows you may be doing, you know, we can tell everybody about it. Okay? Okay, sorry about my phone. My car is in the shop, so they keep calling me to update me. So, next we're going to talk about our rotating exhibits. So, Barb, and I'm not sure if is Marge here?
I don't see Marge.
No? Okay. Marge Dro handles MJ's.
MJ's, yeah.
And I believe it's
It's
booked.
month to month, and she booked for the year.
Okay.
So I'm not sure when she starts her next
So we'll talk about
sign
that
up,
in
yeah.
January.
But it's for that venue, which is out here on Main Street. It's MJ's Fashion. It's a ladies' shop, and it's one artist only, and you bring about 10 to 12 paintings. I recommend that for Marguerite's or MJ's, stop by and see what it looks like before you sign up, so that you know what the display area is. So Marguerite's, 405 Plaza Drive, down here off Douglas, just past the ball field. And it's the same driveway you would take in to go to the Dunedin Library. At Marguerite's, we display for 2 months. And we do the exchange on the first Tuesday of the month. The next rotation is December the 3rd through February, whatever the first Tuesday of the February is. I think I have one more space, hopefully for a new display person for December through Feb. You're not a new person, hon. We've got so many new members that I would like to see somebody, you know, an opportunity. We've juried so many people within the last 2 months. It would be really nice to have somebody who's not yet displayed there. So many people just don't have the opportunity to get that sign-up sheet, get to the sign-up sheet before it's filled all the time. So you'll notice I am now bringing them. My February through the April the 1st Tuesday, I won't bring until January now, so that I'm not taking people signing up ahead of time because it just becomes a zoo. We get the same people signing up all the time and nobody else has an opportunity, so. 2 paintings, I ask you to bring 3 because you'll notice the display area. They go in, have lunch, check the place out. It varies how many spaces. We're not the only people that she takes in there. So I stopped in and counted our spaces. I had 29 spaces. So 2 to 3 paintings, and then we fit them in as we can, depending on size. It doesn't lend itself to very big paintings. There's one back wall that will take 2 larger paintings, but generally speaking, 16 by 20s, horizontal, work pretty well. And there's one wall where we can fit a fair bit of smaller paintings. So I had the sign-up sheet there. My cell number is 727-463-5226, and anybody who has signed up will get an email a week before. We did have one sale already, and it was a lovely acrylic done by Janice Witkowski, and the subject was her lovely elephant and with balloons, I believe, right? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And nice. Okay, so something really neat and whimsical. It's a great tourist spot and local spot as well. So I hope you'll check it out and look forward to seeing you sign up. Thanks.
And Barb's information is also on our website under that member information tab. Yes, and we also have title cards that you can print out off the website because you do want to put your name, the price, the medium, and bring that with you when you are showing at Marguerite's or MJ's, just so that not only do you represent the club, but they have ways to, know who the artist is and how much and so on and so forth. But her information is on the website as well. And once again, if you need it and don't know where it is, you can always reach out to me or Joy or anybody on the board. We can help you. Okay? All right. Indoor shows. We are going to be at the library, the Clearwater Library. Now last year, and Polly is back to help, back from the north. She is going to be great help for me, and we have 2 shows coming up that'll be indoor shows. We have the New Beginnings 2020 exhibit, which will be at the Clearwater Library. It's going to run from January, I believe the 4th. I'm still trying to get the date confirmed because the date they gave me originally was a Sunday. I don't think that's right. So the show will stay up from January 4th to February 1st. And you can bring in 2 pieces of art. If you have an oversized piece, only 1, and it's $5 per entry.